Bienvenue sur Africa 24. Cette édition de Décryptage accueille Metta World Peace, ancien joueur de NBA. Il nous parle de ses projets pour le développement du sport en Afrique. Monsieur Metta World Peace, bienvenue sur Africa 24. En tant qu'ancien champion NBA, quel est votre point de vue sur le basketball aujourd'hui dans le monde et plus particulièrement en Afrique?
Yeah, I think basketball is great. Especially, you see good people like Giannis, that's African descent. Obviously, the Americans in Africa, the Black Americans, we came to America as slaves, so we're still African. So most of the NBA is made up of the slave blood, African Americans. But with that being said, basketball in Africa is really expanding. You got Luau Deng, Dikembe Mutombo, Manu Bol's son, and so many great players that's coming from Africa. And now you got NBA Africa, the African leagues, the Angola team, the Nigerian team, right? So a lot of great sports.
Vous avez vu se développer des talents comme Pascal Siakam et Joel Embiid et même Koloko en provenance du Cameroun. Quelles seraient les clés pour développer les talents en Afrique?
I think the key is inviting, obviously 500 years ago, when the Americans, the Black African Americans was brought to America as slaves. I think you bring those players back, people like myself, people like, that came from America playing basketball, you bring them back to Africa, and then you kind of, embed that real tough basketball in Africa, and I think you'll see the game in Africa actually expand faster, right? So I think building that relationship, because obviously when we left Africa, we lost our parents, grandparents, mothers, fathers were separated, right? Different things like that, and we lost connection. So I think that's the key, that Africa just reaching back out to the African Americans, because we lost our touch, and bringing us back to Africa to teach the game and teach people how to play the game.
Nous connaissons Metta World Peace, l'athlète. Que pouvez-vous nous dire sur Metta World Peace, l'homme d'affaires?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for asking. Obviously, I played basketball for 17 years, and I retired 6 years ago, and now I'm getting into more investing, building companies, and I'm doing a lot more things there. I'm trying to get to Africa and doing some things in Africa. I'm a big fan of what Akon is doing in Senegal with Akon City, so hopefully we can raise money for Akon City. I know he has a project. It's going to be a multi-billion-dollar project, and I think that we must get that project finished and completed, because Akon is setting a statement. Obviously in the world, we've been considered minorities, and we get the short end of the stick. So with that being said, not only do I want to be a businessman, I want to have social impact and make a huge difference. And things like what Akon is doing in Senegal, that's what's important.
Vous êtes à la tête d'un fonds d'investissement qui souhaite investir dans les technologies et le sport. Quels sont les principaux projets que vous souhaitez réaliser et comment voulez-vous investir en Afrique?
I think it's great with the blockchain technology. It's obviously decentralized. Nobody really understands who owns it. Somebody just started it. And now every time you build on the blockchain, it just creates more decentralization. So I think the technology is great. And I'm really hoping in the future we can get some technology that's coming from Africa, and different things like that. So we have our own technology and we're not as dependent on the world's technology, right? So it's very important that, we adjust and adapt to the technology, but it's very important that we build our own technology.
Monsieur Metta World Peace, merci d'avoir répondu aux questions d'Africa 24.